I mean, you'll get reasons of, we took her to school, we clothed her, we did what. Is that not your responsibility as a parent at the end of the day to allow your child to grow and make a good life for themselves?
I ain't the type to say things I don't mean. I ain't the type to grab things I don't need. Ay, I ain't the type to say things I don't mean. Nah, I ain't the type to say things I don't mean. Click, ay, you don't fit in. With the click right now, Dox, you don't fit in. Click, ay.
Dumelang. My name is Thappzy, aka Thappzy Snaps, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Actually, no, just hit it, smash it. Just don't break your phone, don't break your laptop. Today I'm alone, guys. I'm alone. So due to the lockdown, I had to cancel the shooting we had to do this past Sunday with the squad. So, but the show has to go on. It has to go on. So I figured, okay, let me introduce this. It's not really a segment, it's still an extension to Let's Talk, but it's more of just seeing me and having a one-sided conversation. So I'm gonna depend a lot on you in the comment section to get the conversation going and get the dialogue moving. So, you know, we're sharing opinions and sharing what we think. Today I am talking about the scam that is Lobola. A pretty bold statement. But before we even get into the nitty-gritties of what I really want to talk about, there's nothing so amazing like two people coming together and bringing two families together to spend the rest of their lives together. I mean, that's one of the most beautiful things that can happen, or that happens, you know. But then there's this hurdle called Lobola, especially for us Africans. It's something that we can't really avoid. You can forego it, and especially for those who are not traditional, you know, you can forego it and just elope and get married and all of that. But if you really respect culture, traditions, all that, Lobola is one of those important aspects in the journey of marriage. There's a lot of things that I feel culturally so oppress women. Hear me out. One, I'm gonna touch on Lobola on this video. Maybe I'll speak about the rest later in future videos, but specifically Lobola, I feel like Lobola gives men sort of power to oppress their wives. I mean, it even starts from the wedding ceremony. Uncles and aunts will be there speaking. Hey, you do not deny a man sex. So I feel like because of that, it rules out consent for the woman. And one thing that we need to understand is that consent is an ongoing process. Married or not, consent is an ongoing process. She might feel like it when you start, and then you are there for playing and whatever, but immediately she says, no, I'm not feeling this, I don't want to do this, you stop. But because most feel entitled because of Lobola, it's I paid Lobola for you, therefore you cannot deny me 1, 2, 3, it's my right. It's not your right, my brother. Relax. It's not. Consent is an ongoing process. So I feel like because of that issue of I paid Lobola for you, most men feel entitled to a woman's body, or rather their wife's body, which is, if you ask me, which is kind of backwards, you know. You need to start learning that if she does not consent to it, you don't do it, regardless of what the uncles and aunts say. It's sexual abuse at the end of the day. I mean, I saw a post on Twitter. Maybe it even came off as humorous, but if I remember, it said, if I'm gonna pay so amount of Lobola for you, I can wake you up at 3 a.m. to twerk for me. It's not. I think Lobola is really losing its significance in the marriage, whereas it's actually to come and appreciate the family of the bride, to say thank you for allowing me to start building my family with your daughter. And then we get into that. On the other side, it's how it's become a money-making scheme. most families will use it to close debts. So most families will charge exorbitant amounts because they have debts, they have 1, 2, 3, and instead of considering that at that asking for too much. Also, what is too much? Leave a comment, tell me what you think is too much, Lobola, or what is too little to you. So families will ask for exorbitant amounts because they have debts, they have things that they really want to do. I'm not going to even talk about the gifts because that's another story, but it's become a money-making scheme. I mean, you get reasons of, we took her to school, we clothed her, we did what. Is that not your responsibility as a parent at the end of the day to allow your child to grow and make a good life for themselves? Why should that be a factor in determining the amount of lobola? Do you get what I mean? Do families consider that it takes months, sometimes even years, to save up just to pay lobola? It's worse that some will take out a loan in order to pay for the lobola because maybe they can't afford that high price, they could only afford a certain amount. But now the family of the bride to be is asking for a certain amount, and they're like, okay, because I really want to spend the rest of my life with this person, I really want to get married to this person, they take out the loan. Now that's where the factor of, do families consider before determining an asking amount? Because at the end of the day, we want to get married, and should the negotiations be successful, it means we'll be left with debt. There's still a house to buy, there's still so much more that we need to do, or we'll need to start doing as a couple. And already, if I took a loan to settle the noble amount, I still have to pay off this amount. And there's just so much pressure from women asking guys to actually, when are you marrying me? Things like that. I feel like they also don't consider that it's not just, will you marry me, and then there's a wedding ceremony. And we cannot talk about lobola without talking about the wedding. Most of us dream of having a big celebration. I mean, it's a worthy day to be celebrated, however you wish, and that also alone has its costs. Catering, cars, sound, whatever. All of those have their own costs. Now you also have to already budget for that, because the unemployment rate is very high in our country right now, especially amongst the youth. Most are living hand to mouth, so they don't even have much to save. So if they're also having to budget a very high amount, it means now they're gonna struggle a bit in life because they're used to hand to mouth. Jobs are scarce, and even in being employed, you find that companies are underpaid. It's not even enough to make a living. Yes, we come together financially wise, and especially in this day and age where we will share costs. I pay for whatever, you pay for whatever, things like that. But even so, sometimes it's not enough, especially if you took a loan. Now you have to pay back that loan. So all I'm saying is, I feel like families are undermining their daughters by making them an object of sale. So instead of saying, okay, we'll reach a compromise to say, okay, this is the amount that we are willing to accept to bring these two families together, they factor in a lot of costs. I mean, just saying we took her to school, I'm pretty sure that lobola amount will not amount to the amount that was paid for school from, let's say, grade 1 to varsity. But in that, I still feel it's the responsibility of the parent to do so. Also, I'm not saying that that's how it started. That's how lobola used to be a scam, But I think families need to stop this trend of, and I'm going to use the word overcharging very loosely, overcharging or charging exorbitant amounts of lobola because they have financial things that they're already planning with it, because it interferes with the couple's relationship. It really does. Because now I'm at a lobola negotiation, right? And the family is charging a certain amount. Now I'm asking my person that how do you let them charge so much? Do you not want to get married? So already in that, it interferes in this couple wanting to get married. And I feel like that's why most people will resort to cohabiting, because in the current economic state we are in, it makes financial sense. It does. We don't have the responsibility of saying, okay, I have to save up for Lobola, we have to save up for a wedding, and we can start this life together. So we will resort to cohabiting. But if you are a very traditional person, it's out of the question. There is a process in that has to be adhered to. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like families need to stop this trend. Be reasonable, compromise. It's about bringing two families together. You know, it's about bringing these two lovebirds together and allowing them to get married, because without crossing that hurdle of Lobola, most will not get married. You know what I'm saying? Especially for an African child. Also, men need to stop using Lobola as a weapon in marriage. I paid this much for you, therefore you need to do 1, 2, 3 for me. It's not. If we are going to come together as a couple, we are there to help each other. So it's not always going to be a 50-50 situation. You know, there's going to be an 80-20 now and then where I need to do 1, 2, 3 when she's not feeling better, or I'm not feeling better, and then she does 1, 2, 3. In this day and age, a woman work. I cannot expect to come home when she's not feeling well and still expect that food is going to be prepared, the house is going to be completely clean. Like, it's I feel like that's unreasonable, you know. Same goes on the other side. If I'm not feeling well, then it means she's gonna do some of the work, most of the things like cooking and cleaning and all of that. So please stop using Lobola as a weapon to oppress women. Stop this trend of charging exorbitant amounts. I don't know how you feel. That's why I feel like Lobola is a scam. It has become, I mean, it's not completely like that for everyone, but for a larger population or a larger group of people, it has become that. Anyway, I don't know how you feel. Leave a comment, tell me how you feel. Do you still feel like Lobola has significance and still has its meaning? So yeah, share your opinions and let's talk. Until the next video, thank you for watching. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the like, share the video, man. Just share the video. Let's get the conversation going. I mean, I can't really have that dialogue, so I depend so much on you right now to have this dialogue. So until the next video, thank you for watching. Love and light. Peace.